Still no chat. You're gonna have to read comp. You're gonna have to read. Hello, Long Riders.
We got David.
How are you guys?
And Landlocked Newfie.
Cool. For some reason, my chat box is not appearing, so I'm gonna have to have Tracy over here read comments and tell me what's going on. And she's also gonna have my YouTube channel up, and we're gonna read your comments and the videos tonight. And I got something really cool to show you. Really cool to show you. You're gonna want to stick around. So let's get right into it real quick. Let's go and hit that intro. Boom!
EFF Fly Fishing. Let the action begin.
Oh. Okay, we're back. So, I'm going to talk about a couple things, answer some comments. I never got a chance to read you guys. I'm even going to read bad ones. We don't all often, and you know, some of you guys probably watch our videos but don't read the comments. So, we're going to read some to you. But first, we're going to get to a subject that is the main reason. For some reason, they still didn't get my camera back to me. So instead of making a video about this, I figured I'll do a live stream. And what it is, have you ever went to your favorite spot and seen this? Yeah, this. Massive amount of people in your parking lot. Just massive amounts of people. Me and Tracy did that in the Loyal Sock. On the Loyal Sock, I'm sorry. And basically at the Loyal Sock, the way it is, if you guys never fished it, you're not from PA. And some of you guys, like she said in the chat that are here, do you have any comments I need to answer on that?
We got Jeffrey from Connecticut. And Huey Graves and Trout Bums here.
All kinds of people in the chat, right on. See, for some reason I can't see.
They're just all saying hi.
The chat, which really stinks. And usually I get to see how many people I'm here are on here, and for some reason,
yeah, I don't know why the chat's not showing up on your screen, but it's showing up on
okay.
mine.
So I'm gonna have to have her. If you see any questions or comments, that
Bobber the Clown fishes to get away from people.
Right. Okay. Yes. So do we. We don't like lots of crowds of people. But at the Loyal Sock, the way it works is main parking is at one end. To get to the other end of the PA Select Waters, where the people from not PA there either, is they put extra big fish. They stock huge big fish in these other areas in the PA Select area. It's a chance, and it's all catch and release area. It's delayed harvest, so like after, I forget what the date is, June something, I forget. I don't keep fish much anyway, but so when we get to the parking lot, there's a massive crowd at that parking lot, but that doesn't mean that the whole creek is crowded. So what had happened is everybody had found out that they only stocked at the one end, and that's where everybody was. So our idea was, let's go to the other end and just keep walking until we get to almost the other end, to a spot we had fished before. And I think we had a video, didn't we, of you there, us at the other end when you did really well.
Yeah,
in the rapids.
Think so.
She did real well in dry flies in the rapids. Well, there wasn't much action up there. Trace didn't have a great time because it was really slow, but we did catch a really, really pretty rainbow. And I had a hard time. I need to get a bigger net for some of these big browns we've been catching in Pine Creek, and we keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's when I make a fly that, you know, and then show you, and I know it's going to work, and then I take it out, and it does way better inspected. Like that Holiday Little Micro, which I'm going to, you know, if you haven't seen the proof, last episode of the proof, go check that out. Not right now, when you're done with this. So don't leave the live stream, or don't stop watching this video, because I'm going to show you this rainbow. It happened to be maybe not necessarily the biggest, but the biggest, not native, like wild, holdover, whatever you want to call this fish. The prettiest and the biggest one of them I ever caught. And when I say it was pretty, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you guys go check him out? Let's do this. Check it out.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
Hey, nope. Hey, did you? Now that was a really, really, really pretty rainbow. And when I tell you, them old cameras, we're going to be stepping up our video cameras, because most of everything we shoot involves action cams, so we can get them in the water. We don't care if we drop them. So we're going to step it up to the new GoPros, which are amazing. Amazing. Wait till you see the new video quality we get out of these GoPros we're going to be buying. And anyhow, them cameras really don't pick up the color. This thing was a gorgeous monster. When you could see as it kept getting out of the net, and so I just need to step up our nets, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. And I'm glad reading your comments here. Oh, let me get the computer over here from Trace. Yes, it was Trout Bum. That was beautiful.
Music video. Who was the music video in that?
Oh, I use a Wondershare video editor, which I'm really glad they're stepping up there. That's going to help us make even better videos, as they're stepping up there. Color grading and stuff you can do in videos. It's really neat. But it's music that they give. But I'll have to start linking his Facebook. He has a Facebook, and it's uncopyrighted, so it doesn't cost us anything to use, and we can still put ads on it. But it was a free music. But I did reach out to him on Facebook and told him, I said, I love your song. And since it's copyright free, me and Tracy are thinking about doing taking the cameras out one day and just, You know, maybe doing a little fishing, but work on like making our own little music video with that song, because we love that song.
Yeah.
We like taking it to our own, and we tell him we use it on all, you know, and he's really happy to talk to us. You know, I have his friends on my Facebook, and I'm like, man, your music is incredible. You know, so we're gonna have to start putting his link below, so you guys can go and check out more. Maybe, you know, purchase music while you're there. It's pretty neat. But that's where we got that music song from. But breaking away is a lot of, there's a lot of places in Pennsylvania. Like there's one place where the catch and release is almost coming to an end. There's a parking lot. And then the next place where you can get to it by car is way up the creek a ways. And then it's another way up. There's an access spot in the middle. And then way up the creek again, you can get to the creek. And that area there is catch and release. So now when you get below that catch and release, used to be regular fishing. So the state of Pennsylvania testing them waters. You know, they float. I don't know how many people know this, or you know, maybe they don't do this in your state or your country. I got a lot of you guys come from Canada and New Zealand. I don't know what they do, but here they shock and they'll test the amount of fish in that area, and that lets them know a lot. Like some of your creeks in this area, they will shock it, and that lets them know. They test to see how many brook trout are in that creek. That lets them know the health of the water, because brook trout need really clean and really cold and a lot of oxygen. So that's why you find a lot of it in Pennsylvania. You find a lot of the brook trout in small creeks. Now I think, you know, I listen to other channels, YouTube channels that have a lot more subscribers than me. And on our channel somewhere you can see related channels and ones I suggest you watch. And most of them are less subscribers than I am. And I try and help them guys go along. But I watch a lot of big ones like the Orvis ones. The new fly fishing, which would be Orvis. And I think it's Canada. Wasn't it Canada? They were fly fishing for brook trout that are like 20 some inches on mice. It's like, holy. Here are brook trout. I caught one out back of the studio. They stocked this creek, and I don't know if it was one of their stockers or the brook trout were left over from the spawn and never went back to the river. Our river system health is not all that great. I mean, when we call rivers, we call huge, you know, big bodies of water, and everything else would be a creek. And some of our small creeks we call creeks, like Penns Creek you would call rivers in other states. But so our rivers are huge, impossible to wade type huge rivers. His health is not that great, and some of the trout, like we have some out back that are monster browns, and they come up from the river to spawn, and just the health of the river is not that great, and the water's cleaner here. They don't turn around and go back down to the river after they're done spawning. They stay.
You have some comments there.
I can't read them.
Where did you learn to edit your videos? I just got a pro type camera.
As far as the editing, I used YouTube. Like, so I'm sure you watch YouTube. If you're on here, and I'm not sure from where you're at. So just go on YouTube and like type in how to edit videos, and then after that you can go in to suggested free video editors and try the free editors first, because if you're just getting started you don't want to really go out and shell out. I mean, I don't even know what they want for like Sony Vegas Pro and some of these pro editors. I used one that mine was $100 for lifetime updates, and they're pretty good. That's what I've been using, and that's Wondershare. And they just released, which I'm going to have to get now. I mean, I'm sure Tracy's like, yay.
He says, yeah, he watches you.
Oh, okay.
You deserve more reviews for sure.
It's sometimes it blows your mind, the channels that go past you, you're like, oh, wow, that's not very good. But it's just, you know, what are you going to do? It's the way YouTube works, I guess.
He likes the music.
And what was this, Bubbles?
The clown, Bobber
Yeah.
the clown. And,
oh, it's Bobber.
and
Bobber.
Trout Bum's
Don't say Bobber, strike indicator to the clown. No, I'm kidding.
And Trout Bum's gonna be planning on fishing with your nephew at some point this year.
Alright, let me know when you're there. We'll come down. All you guys that live in my area, I want to do more of subscriber hangout fishing videos. That'd be great, right? And yeah. And I can work my camera. I can play more with camera magic when I'm hanging out with a group of people. Like when I can film you and Mike fishing. You know what I mean? And get practice with a camera.
Yeah, yeah.
Like filming people.
Yeah,
Alright, and
fun.
yeah, right on. We got some really cool things we're going to do this year. You guys make sure, tell everybody you know to come and subscribe. Because we're going to do some, since I am back, usually I was working as a mason. And then I would have like a lot of winter time off where I could be doing tying videos. And I see one of you guys asked me that you like my tying videos. When am I going to be doing new ones? My camera's been down for many months, and they gave me a brand new one. So now I got to add new insurance, yay me, and I get a brand new camera. It's in the box, never used. Boom, because I dropped it and it did a nosedive at the Trout Unlimited meeting. So if any of you guys from Trout Unlimited or Trout Unlimited thing, I know one of you guys watches my videos all the time. Because every time I see you at Trout Unlimited, you're like, hey, how you doing? You, man, that's why I haven't been at the Trout Unlimited meetings. I'm talking to you. You know who I'm talking about. If you're that person, you're like, hey, he's talking to me. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Well, I kicked the camera at that, I think it was a fish commission, wasn't it, that was there that night?
Yeah, yeah.
And it did a nosedive, and it broke the lens. Well, they wouldn't take the lens back. They sent the lens back. Broke. They wanted the camera body. Oh, my word. It's a mess. And I still didn't get my camera back. So I can't do the tying videos without because, come on, I mean, you guys know the difference between 2 years ago and last year's tying videos. Last year's tying videos it would have been after February, after Christmas, when I bought the Canon. The videos went amazing better. I mean, I can watch them myself a lot and be like, and I look at the old ones and go, wow. But it's what got me started is using a webcam, and that's all I used for until last year to do them tying videos was a webcam. And man, you could see some of the, like, there's one that I have that has almost 100,000 views, and but I don't get no subscribers out of it, but it gets a lot of views. And yeah, I need more ways that I still get, like, I think I'm still at like 79 to 80% of views come from non-subscribers. So I will have to really work at getting the subscriber transfer over, and I'm not really good at that. You know, I get the views but not the subscribers.
You have a suggestion for doing a catch and a cook?
Oh, really? Oh, but all right. Now we gotta have a discussion about this catch and a cook. Okay. My motto for years has been only give them a sore lip. But in dealing with and talking to and stuff like that to conservative or people that are like Trout Unlimited and people that do want to see the wild fish, or not the wild ones, not natives, but wild fish and holdovers, and more conserving them and wanting them to give birth to fish on the creek. excuse me, killing of stocked fish to keep that fishery healthy is a must. Because one stocked fish for years and years and years won't give birth. And some of them fish won't ever give birth. They will never reproduce. So, and they will eat the brown trout eggs that the brown trout have in their beds. They will, just like suckers. Suckers are very bad species of fish that will come in and wipe out the eggs of a natural brown. So, yes, killing of stocked fish. So, that being to learn to me is I'm more apt to flay some of them silver, I call them silver devils. I know you guys from other places have a whole different meaning of silver devil when it comes to steelhead and salmon, but I call them silver because they have no color. They're just, a brown trout with no color. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I've seen brookies. How about it? We've seen brookies that were 12 inches that had like very low color.
Oh yeah. All right, you got Jeffrey said he just subscribed a couple weeks ago, and y'all are some cool folks, blue collar and like the music and fly patterns. Very talented at the Vice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And
I want to get to you a little, for you new people here and people from that haven't heard this before, the reason why I started the YouTube channel when I was 14. I'm 50, so that'll let you know how long I've been doing this. I went to my first fly tying class when I was 14. At our county courthouse, the classes were free. And man, did I love it when I found out about YouTube. Here is a way I can give back to the people that gave me my starts for free. Now I can give other people their start in fly fishing for free. YouTube doesn't cost you anything, even though we're thinking about doing a Patreon again, because this would be like, we want to do Patreon in a whole different way than we did before. We want to do Patreon as a flat rate. And what I didn't like about Patreon before is they wouldn't let you like download like 5 or 6 videos at a time, or anything. So we want to make our Patreon at flat rate, maybe like, let's say $10 a month. And then we could put on behind the scene videos in there, stuff that we can't put on YouTube on there, or anything we want to do, we can do it on Patreon. Maybe we can, if we get an argument with somebody again, we can put it on there. I don't like to do that on YouTube, but Patreon would be cool, because me and Tracy have gotten to some interesting times, I'm telling you. We had a lady one time flicking us off, and we knew the landowner. We were parked on the landowner's land. He's been a friend of mine for 20-some years. I've been parking on that spot and going fishing, but I hadn't been back for a long time. And since then, this new lady, I guess, bought their campground, and she said she mowed it, and she was going to call the tow truck and flicking me off. See, now them kind of things, and I could have got that on video, and I think I did get it on video, but I never showed you because I don't want to do that. I don't want to put down the campground. But, we can edit out the name of the campground and give you that footage of people getting crazy with us. That's the kind of stuff you put on Patreon. And others, So it's a little community. But I didn't like Patreons last time, so I might try it again and see if they maybe changed. And if not, we'll drop it again. But I couldn't put videos on there. How about it? I couldn't put pictures on there.
Terrible.
They wouldn't let me do anything. Like I couldn't, I was going to take like pictures of, and let people see pictures of the creeks, more beautiful pictures and stuff. Like now I'm going to start a new website. And in there I'll have all the pictures that I take because I love taking pictures. Not only do I shoot video, I like to take some pretty good pictures. I just posted some on my Facebook. Donald A. Russell Jr. on Facebook. Go check out some of the pictures I took of the deer pictures laying down in the snow. It was cool. Anyway, now we're getting way off subjects. Oh, I didn't finish telling you. But anyway, we were talking about where they shocked the creek. We'll get back to that. I think I just went off track there, didn't I?
Yeah, I think
But
so.
from where that used to be regular fishing now, they took, I don't know how much stretch is it, but I think it's called Section 5. Is that what it was called? 5, 6. But
I believe so, yes.
they added that they don't stock it anymore, and it's a Class A wild trout stream section. So they won't stock it anymore, but when they shocked it, they had found a large number of wild browns. It means browns that's been in the creek for a lot of years. It wasn't just last year's fish, or they've been in there for years, and they were reproducing. A lot of big browns in this. And me and Tracy know they're in there. Trust me, when they snap us off. I don't know how the big fish where you come from act, but I cannot count how many times last year we've had fish, they just take off. Boom, straight away from you like a rocket when you hook them. And in that whole thing, and then they'll turn and come right at you, and you unhook them. And man, it's game on. You know, some of them you just can't keep on.
Alright, we have the clown that says it took me over 20 years and 3 tries and 2 fly rods to catch on how to fly fish. Your YouTube channel has been a great help. How do you feel about the lack of access to fishing waters over the years? Is that the case in your area as well?
Alright, hold on, people. Excuse me, I gotta blow my nose. No, I'm professional, but ugh. Alright. On the lack, okay. We're gonna start here with some of these comments now. It took me over 20 years. Yes. Okay. I totally understand that. When I started tying flies, there was a thing called Indian X. It took you 3 hackles to tie on to make one dry fly. You had to tie 3 hackles on, and the flies were so bulky that a lot of people didn't do it. A lot of people fish the wet flies because it only took 2 wraps of a wet fly, and that's why a lot of people say that wet flies are the Pennsylvania's base. But the access to the good necks were very hard to come by when I was a kid, or they were very expensive, and as a kid in high school at 14 couldn't afford. So most of my fishing was streamer fishing. My dad, love him, he did everything to help me out, but didn't understand the difference between a $50 fly rod and a $100 fly rod. So I got these Walmart, or sometimes, most times, $3 yard sale rods that was like trying to fish with a stick, no bend, no action, and I didn't catch a fish on a fly rod for years.
Then you got me as an excellent teacher, and I catch a fish in under a year.
I mean, she caught her first over 20-inch fish in 1 year. So I would see that just helps me because that means I'm a pretty good instructor. Because she had not even bait fished or fished at all before we met, and in 1 year I had her catch a trout over 20 inches. So when you want to hire a guide, you know, in the next couple of years when I get my guide service up, want to learn how to fly fish, which I just got to learn the basics of what paperwork and lawyers I need to do this guide service, and you'll be able to go and hire me to guide Pine Creek, Penns Creek, White Deer. So what do you think? Anyway, so I understand your pain on the 20 years. And what was the next question I wanted to read by him? Oh, and the lack of access. One of my favorite smallmouth creeks was loaded with smallmouth. Was bought by Pennsylvania, the Amish. We call them Amish. They're like hard to explain, but they bought this creek and posted the whole like 3-mile stretch.
And that's what
Penn
Trout
Creek.
Bum was saying there too. A lot of people on his there posting. Yeah, we have that here too.
And I don't know if you guys, you'd have to go way
Everywhere.
back, what would you say, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, on our channel, and we have some Penn Creek footage where we're like in real slow moving water and there's a dam there, and we have for like not last year but the year before that, so it would have been 2 years ago, the Hendricks hatch happened in there like a week before trout season, and you could fish this stretch, and now they want to post it, you know, and you could have like a week before trout season in PA, you could be fishing there and the Hendricks are going off and it's just loaded with fish, and now they want to stock or post that. So yeah, it's ridiculous. And what really bums me out is like that, where I was talking about that lady that flicked us off. She started trying to charge people for, and now the water beside her campground. I'm sure you, in PA, the rules are if you stay within flood stage, within the flood stage of that creek, you're not on anybody's land. You're on state land, right? But it's not worth it. She'd call the cops on you, try to be arrested. Who knows what this crazy lady's gonna do? I mean, she's nuts. She was losing her mind that we were parked in that little teeny piece of grass, and she wanted to tow us. I mean, just lost her mind, and even hers. It isn't. So yeah, we wouldn't push our chance. But so since she was charging people to fish there, the state stopped stocking it, which was a real shame because before that lady came along. That, I mean, you're talking, oh, if I could get an aerial photo of the runs, maybe just fly a drone over the creek.
Yeah.
It's like, just show you the runs that this lady stopped people from, stopping people from fishing. Unless you want to be, join a campground for whatever godly amount she wants a year.
A Trout Bum wants to know if you've ever bass fished on the Susquehanna River.
When I was a kid, I want to get Tracy and me into kayaking the river this year. I got her a weight 8, 9-foot weight 8, and I have I think it's a 12-foot weight 8. I would like to try for some of the big river monsters. I mean, we got muskie here in the Susquehanna. I'm sure you might be from the area. We got muskie in the river. We got smallmouth, crazy small, lots of smallmouth. And so I want to get her into it. And I haven't done it since we started the YouTube channel, but would like to get more because there's not enough smallmouth fly fishing videos made, and we'd like to make some ourselves. And I think Tracy would start to really hate the trout though, because if you haven't done it, smallmouth on the fly rod is amazing. The fight is so intense.
Alright, another comment. Jeffrey said, I use a clear woman's hairband for a loop-to-loop leader shot. Started landing bigger fish without breaking off nicely.
I'm not understanding what that means. Do you? Women's hairband for a loop-to-loop leader shot. What's it like in between?
Something like the rubber band, maybe? I don't know.
Jeffrey, are you all the way down?
No, yeah, you're behind here. I'm trying to catch up.
Yes, see, that's what I'm going to need. Bobby the Clown, that's what I'm going to need, is getting a hold of. That's why I said, because also, not only do I want to offer a guide service, but I want to have the people that come to PA, that use us, the opportunity to get a video made where they either have a DVD when they're done, or have a thumb drive with all their video on it, where you can make a little video of their time spent here with the guide, and then they can take that home. So they will always remember me. In 10 years now, they're like, do you remember that in Pennsylvania? What did that guide say to us? They'd have a little video. So I always wanted to do that. I wanted to work with other guides just to offer that service for them. But not only, but I've had so many years. I've been fly fishing white deer in Penns Creek since 14. I know a lot of these places to go. Why not offer guide service for that?
Clear River Bands. Trout Bum told the fish commissioner guy they don't own the water, so I can float it, but they said if you bump a rock in the water, you can get a trespassing charge.
Oh, really?
You will love kayak bass fishing.
See, we have,
Nice.
here's the thing, we got a Ford Escape and a Dodge, what's it, is this Dodge car. We don't know how we're going to get the kayaks. You know, you put it in here with a vehicle and you float to this vehicle. How are we going to put it in the car?
I don't know.
We're going to have to get a roof
It'll
rack
be a
or something.
challenge.
Yeah, we're going to have to get a roof rack or something. I don't know. But I was also thinking about when I thing them flip down racks or whatever. And put the mountain bikes on there to do.
There's nothing wrong with looking a little funny, trust me. Bobber the Clown has a porta boat.
I also like them. What do you guys think? You guys let me know if any of you guys have these things. Do you ever see them things that have the two pontoons that you blow up and fill, and then you sit and it's like has the two oars? I really like them because they're like, the pontoons are pretty far apart. They look like you could stand on them. So maybe I'll look it through the comments if you guys are watching this in the replay, or because I don't know, kayak. Tracy don't swim around. So we're gonna get something really stable for her. And I think the two pontoon things, you know, and then you sit down and there's like a little platform on there, and you have the two oars would be better for her than a kayak. So I don't know what you guys think.
Trout Bum says get a cheap boat trailer.
Oh, for the car. Yeah. Or just any kind of flat trailer, any kind of little trailer would work great because I could just bungee them or strap them down.
Your nephew has one. He showed it to him.
Yeah. Mike let me use it, though.
Yeah, right?
And it's an awful long ways to drive it back down to give back to Mike.
Yeah. That's quite a hike.
See, my nephew did start his own business. I should ask him if he wants to advertise on our channel. Huh. $50 a month. Hey, Trout Bum. Is that the right guy that said that?
Yes.
Get on his case. Tell him he needs a sponsor for $50 a month, our channel, and we'll advertise for him on our channel. Give him a hard time. He said, you really got to advertise on Donnie's channel. Tell him. Everything fly fishing. Needs your support. $50 a month. No problem. You got that. But ever since he started his business, I'm hoping he gets to go fishing with us a lot more this year.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because he was there. He started younger than me because I started when I was 14, and he started a couple years later, and he's younger than me. So he started even a younger age than I did tying. And he was we were two crazy fly fishing guys. We would go up in white deer and fish the fly stretch on white deer and other parts of white deer in 2 feet of snow in a Ford Pinto, rear drive, get that baby stuck in a ditch, pick it up, push it out of the ditch, and keep going. And we did that for, oh my word. If I could have some of them times on videos, you guys would lose your minds laughing. Pee your pants laughing. We'd put that little Pinto in a ditch and push it back out of the ditch and keep going, and we didn't care. We were going fly fishing in the snow, and we didn't catch fish. Half the time we didn't went years without catching fish. We didn't care. We were out having fun in the snow whenever. And it was great. To us, it was great. We were tying our own flies. We were catching fish, but we weren't buying the flies. We were tying our own, you know. And when I caught my first, and I'll tell you, the first fly I caught on, I just did a video on, would be a bucktail. Original bucktail with just a white belly, brown top, made out of the two colors on a bucktail. That's it. No flash, no fancy head. Finished with the whip finish on the head, dressing on it. That's it. I caught my first trout on that bucktail. And they look so much like the little teeny bait fish that are in our creeks here in PA that they are one of the killer ones. And the other one is the one that got me in the book, which I got to put in my description. I think I took out a description. You guys got to get one of America's favorite flies. I got to put that back out in the description of all my videos. You guys can get yourself. It might still be there. Go check it out. If it ain't, you know, get a hold of me. And I'm in the book with the white SOB. You know what SOB means, because I was like, what would the fish call it? Fish is amazing fly. Kills them. Right, like, man, early spring for some reason. You take these streamers out. The action of them have than the marabou does in the water makes them breathe. When you pull them, they go small. And when you open up, they go up. And then that action drives them nuts. You can time in black or white. Deadly pattern.
Alright, time to catch up. David said he did that with his Chevette. No four-wheel drive for him. Trout Bum made his own trailer to haul his kayak, and he's gonna tell your nephew. And Bobber the Clown says his boat folds up like a surfboard, but folds out to a 12-foot haul boat.
Wow.
Car was so light, a couple guys could get it unstuck pretty easy.
Yeah, see, that's the Pinot was too. The Pinot was so light that we could just pick it up, you know, and get it, you know, over to where we could get enough grip to get it out. And like all the engine was in the front, it was a rear-wheel drive, and them Pinots, but they were real light. Like I said, you could just like, you know, we always get them out. And like, I'll never forget the one day he told, my dad said to me, he says, do not get that Pinot stuck again, or I'm not coming up here to help you guys out. Okay? He goes back down. Sure enough, me and Michael get that Pinot stuck again. He had to come back up. He was not a happy camper. I remember a time when we locked the keys in the car. We had to break the sunroof on my Ford. What was that? EXP. Ford EXP. I had to break the sunroof. Good thing it wasn't one of them tractable sunroofs. It was just kind of pop in and out. So it was only like, I forget, a junkyard, $20 to replace. I got a brand new one, and the one I got was tinted. The one I broke wasn't. So actually, it wasn't too bad, but yeah, we had to break the sunroof to get in the car because I locked the keys in the car. You know, you're a young guy ready to go fishing, all excited. So, and guess what? It doesn't always, if you're a younger guy watching this, older people, even though we take our time doing everything, we take our time getting to the creek, I got to show you, the guys that race to the creek get in front of me. I never used that clip yet. I got to show you that. They ran in front of me to get to the creek. But anyway, because I was sitting there getting my rod ready, and they jumped out with their boots and their rods all ready and their minnow buckets and ran right in front of me and ran to the creek. They wanted to make sure they got there before I did. I got that video clip of that and never used it, so I'll have to show that one of these live streams.
A guy has to do what he's got to do to get to his fishing hole. LOL.
True.
And Jeffrey says he'll keep walking. And Bobber the Clown says he digs your white streamer. He tied a few of those. Oh yeah, the SOB.
Yeah, they're... Alright, me and Tracy are going to take about a 2-minute smoke break. So we'll be back. Okay? And we shouldn't smoke cigarettes because anybody younger watching this lies. So we'll be right back in a second. All right, man. We're break from that break. I'm sorry about that. A lot of people left. That really stinks. But anyway, we had a good chat going on there. I didn't know we were going that long. But, what are you talking about? I forget what we're talking about.
You were
Anyway.
talking about cars.
Oh, getting our boats back and forth and bass fishing. And, so me and my nephew would go out on this. He was my left-hand man for many years. We were talking about him, me and Trout Bum. That's what he's talking about. And so he was around and for years. And we go out in part of the Susquehanna River here, the big river that's where all your bigger fish is, your bass are. I'm sure there's big trout in there. They get down from the bridge. I know that the little creeks feed these, and I heard about these big fish hanging out on these feeder creeks to the river where they stock. The stockies getting washed out into the river, and then these big fish sitting there waiting to eat these stockies. So somebody says you ought to, around the first day of trout, is hit these rivers when the water is low, and around the first day of trout, when that's very hardly the case. But when it does happen, to fish these bigger fish with a big articulated streamer, which I want to tie some of them. And I'm still working on my favorite way to do one. Is I got a different ways of tying it, and I want to figure out what my favorite way is and test it. So they're coming back. That's cool. If you're just coming back because we started talking again, welcome back. If you have any questions to answer, we were going to go through some of our questions, but we're almost at an hour. And so the one question the guy did have is he started getting really technical about the weight 2. You had a question about the weight 2, and I said about putting the weight 4 line on. The weight 4 line would load that weight 2 or that weight 3. I think mine was a weight 3 with a weight 4, or you can use weight 2 for a weight 1. The reason you'd want to use this weight 2 line on a weight 2 rod, and I would probably, in my case, if I was using a weight 2, if I'd rebuy a weight 2, which I want to do, me and Tracy found I forget who, we'll tell you when we buy one. For years I've been using a rod. It cost me $110, and then when we went to buy Tracy's, hers was $165. When I bought the rod, they were just a company starting out, and so we used their rods. I'm not the typical kind of person that would go use a Scott or a Loomis, and to be honest with you, I really have to spend a lot more. I did just recently, by listening to people talk about it, figure out that I like a slow rod. I am not a fast rod, and I think a lot of the people that I fished their Loomises and all their Scotts and all them other rods, I didn't like them because I think they like a fast rod, and I like a slow rod. A lot of action, loading the rod easier. And I think that's why I didn't like their rods, but I noticed that I have friends that spent lots of money on rods, and when I casted and traded their rods, I was like, give me mine back. I like my $100. So it's more not how much or who the rod's made by. I prefer my rods on the action. And we were at, it's not Gander Mountain anymore, is it? No, that's not, what is it? Gander Outdoors, wasn't it?
It was Gander Mountain, and it's Gander Outdoors now.
Yes. We were there. I was buying a tree stand. I went to the fish, and they had these fly rods. And their average price were like $150, but they looked really nice. So we're going to try them out and probably tell you what they are because we like them. I got a new reel. I beat the tar out of the reel last year. It's a sealed drag reel. And I used to use the open drags, and I go through them because I abuse my equipment. And I like to before I use it, recommend it. We'd like to get on their like pro staff or something. We could try. I don't know how. We're gonna try and do that before we recommend them. You know, we'll try. If not, we're gonna still tell you about them. But we like them. Then I had it down. It's usually I get sand up in the drag and it would be shot and you couldn't use the drag anymore. And these steel drag reels are really nice. So anyway, her rod that I got her, I thought was a 4-weight. Hers is a 4.5, and I want to get 5-weight for hers because if you're new and you don't know this already, the size of the line is due to the size of the fly you want to cast. So when you have, are these right now?
Yeah. Trout Bum's leaving. He's got to get the kids off to bed. Nice chatting with you.
See you later, Trout Bun. But remember, Mike should advertise. Tell him.
He said he's going to tell him.
So the size of the line is the size of the fly that you want to cast. So Tracy, I want to get her a weight 4 so that she can cast the size 14s. Now, if you were going to cast like a size 20, 20, let's say, Parachute Adams, a weight 2, you would be able to cast that fly, dry fly, with a weight 2 a lot easier than a weight 4.
Dirt Pool Outdoors just joined us. He said, hey, guys.
Hey, Dirt Poor Outdoors. That's us. That's why. So, you just got here. We're just talking about keeping the rod prices down. So, what I want to do is get her that and use a weight 5 line or a weight 6 line on her 4.5 weight for her to put these big strike indicators and her nymph rigs out, and then get her a weight 4 to cast the dry flies. And so I've been looking for a weight 4. So I found these. They were only like 100. I think they're Fluger or something like that. They seem really nice. So I'm going to get her one and try them. And we'll use them and we'll like show you the rods. We got to start telling you the rods we're using. I want to do more on the, when I go to a creek and I'm showing you a fishing video, I want to show you, not so much tell you where I'm at. That we got to slow down. I had a lot of complaints about that. Local people nearby said, we're not going to let you come and fish our area or try and make it harder for you to come fish our area if you're going to keep telling them exactly where you're at. Alright, some people are uptight about that. So we got to do less of that, but tell you, okay, this is the fly, I got this fly as a point, got this as a dropper, you know. So we got to tell you more information that. Tell you more about the creek temperatures, what the bottom's like. Is it a freestone, slate, what kind of creek it is. And we're going to look forward to telling you more of that. So you guys get more information of what the area is we're at. Maybe cover a local, you know, maybe go to a local bar and have a beer and maybe videotape a little bit of that so we could be like, hey, here we're at, you know, do the local brews, the local, like there's one place we fish that has a brewery that brews beer for the local creek. There's Elk Creek Brewery. I think it's Elk Creek Brewery. There's other ones like that. You know, we can check them places out. Let you know what the local town's like, places you can visit if you're in the creek, visiting that creek. You know, stuff more like that.
Alright. Dirt Poor Outdoors said he needs to fish more. He's got some Great Lakes around his area. And Bobber the Clown said we should come to Utah and fly fish.
Utah. Yeah, right on.
Jeffrey, what's the dual weight rod and reel setup? A 5-weight?
Yeah. Yeah, if I was looking at a do-all, and the cool thing about a 5-weight is you still have a harder time casting than a size 20, but then again, if you're just getting into fly fishing, you're not going to be casting that much size 20s. I don't think. When I first got into it, I wouldn't even think about it. If you ever seen a size 20 let's say a size 20 Parachute Adams, they are teeny.
Yeah.
I'm talking gnat size. You know them little gnats that you bite, get on your skin, them little teeny things? That's about how big you're small. And a lot
Even
of new fly
I need
fishermen
a microscope for that, or not a microscope. What do you call them? A magnifying glass.
Yeah, to tie them on. They're teeny. And a lot of new fly fishermen do. So if you're going to do all, I would say weight 5. And it's still going to let you do a decent sized streamers for bass. You know, most a 5 weight will handle a pretty big fish. I mean, I thought that I had to have a weight 8. And I was like, I got my weight 8. Now I get steelhead in New York. And them guys that do steelheading up in New York are like, you're crazy. You're nuts. Weight 6 rod, maybe. Weight 8 is like way overkill, man. Steelheaders up there, we don't use weight 8s. And I thought weight 8 would be a little bit small. So, you know, weight 5 is universal, man. You could smallmouth with that. You could cast a decent size streamers with that. You throw a strike indicator, it's not going to, you know, overload it. You know, my rod that I have that I use is a 3 weight, 4 weight. And that thing is, it's like a 10 foot. And that thing is, there's no way you're going to cast a decent sized streamer. If I want to put like I tie them white SOBs in a size 8, if I want to cast that, I got to go to the Rustcat, which is a whole rod I had custom built for me by a rod builder here in PA. It's 4.5, 12 foot. It's amazing. It's built just for Penns Creek. So I use that when I'm casting the white SOB because I can't do it on that 3-4 weight. So yes, a weight 5 would be great. You'd be able to cast decent sized streamers. Plus,
small flies just tick me off. There's a lot of profanity involved in trying to tie them on. Jeez. That's
I'll tell you what I do.
the clown.
Barbara, I'll tell you what I do. I can't tie anymore. See, these are my goofy. I got them goofy because I'm going to tell you a little story about my fly fishing career and me as a person. I have a friend that when I told you that all only fly he needs in his box is a mosquito and a pheasant tail nymph, and not even a beadhead pheasant tail to catch fish anytime of the year, all day long, is a mosquito and a pheasant tail. That's it. This guy can, I don't care what's hatching, he will catch it on a mosquito dry fly. Incredible dry fly fisherman. Scotty, if you ever get to see this, buddy, this one's for you. You impress me. So, I can't see the tie on anymore. And so I always liked ridiculousness. We always thought it was how funny it would be when we would get out of our car and we would throw on our tie-dyes. Okay, that's something I wear a lot of. And these guys, they're up there, we're in a big parking lot for a lot of fly fishermen, and they're putting on their Sims waders, and they're putting on their Orvises this, the Orvises that, and they got all the jackets, and they got an Orvis shirt on, and they get down to the creek, and they got their $800 rod. We're busting out our $50 fly rods, $100 fly rods, and we're going to the creek, and they get to the creek, and they learn real fast that expensive rod, that jacket, them waders don't help them catch fish. When we outfish them in our little tie-dyes and cheap outfits, we go away laughing our butts off.
I love it when you get there and they tell you the fish aren't biting, and I cast out, and second cast, I'm catching fish.
Yeah, they tell her, this guy told us that you can't be a PA fly fisherman without doing wet flies. That's why I don't get subscribers. Well, I'm going to start tying wet flies, and I want to learn. See, we put goals into our every year. We want to step up our game on something. Mine this year is going to be single hand spay, Euro nymphing, and what was I just saying?
Wet flies.
And swinging wet flies. That's what I want to learn to do this year. Single hand spay, wet flies, and Euro nymphing. So anyway, I like to be a little ridiculousness. So when I get to the creek, I want people to think I'm a joke. But then next thing you know, they're all checking, talking to me and like, what are you fishing with? And I'm like, you thought I was. So these are my ridiculous glasses I get. So that when I have to tie, this is what I use to tie on. You can see. Look at that. They're like super mirrored, right? These are 2+7 reading glasses. 2 plus 2.75, I think, are the strongest ones you get. And I can't see to read, so I don't need quite this strong to read a letter, like, you know. But I got these so I could tie. And I got the strongest ones, and now I could tie a little teeny flies, and I can also tie them on. So I got a pair of these in my jacket, and I got a pair of these. And I could tie on flies that I remember when I was 14. There's no way I could see.
And you can also read your next question.
Okay, what's my next question? That's a good question. But I know a lot of people here in PA are like, you can't be a PA fly fishing channel without doing soft hackles. Well, wet flies, soft hackles. What inspired the soft hackles was my brother-in-law gave me a Ziploc sandwich bag completely stuffed with real wood duck. So, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, that a lot of wet flies use real wood duck, and I got them, so we might as well start tying them now, because I got real, natural wood duck from the duck, not dyed, not bought. Actually, he's a duck hunter, and there you go. I think he shot in Pennsylvania. I don't know where he got it at, because he hunts all over the world for a duck and turkey, and you know, he's... So, there you got it. Friend of mine, wood duck.
Do you know where you can get custom waders in multicolors like red, yellow, and orange?
No. Do you? Okay. You asked me a question like that. I'm going to ask you a question like this. Do you think that the red waders would scare the living crap out of the fish?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I don't know if you can get them, but I want to know the answer to my question. See now I'm not sure about that, because I have, after watching a video, and I'm not sure where I watched it at. I think it was on YouTube. You can look it up. What the fish sees, and how the colors they don't see are different because the cone's in their eyes. So that the red, as long as you're in a certain area of the water, they can't see you at all. And if they can see you where you're at, it wouldn't matter if you're wearing bright fluorescent orange or black. They're going to see you because they see the movement. So
shadows,
I'm not sure that even really, to tell you the truth, I don't know if the orange waders would scare them. But you think, you know, if you're using a white streamer in muddy water, they see it better. So once you're stepping in the water, I think maybe the...
Yeah, you'd be like a giant hot spot. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Hot spot you put. They work.
David said he just started tying classic European wet flies. Can't wait to try them out in the spring. And also soft tackle flies.
Right. Me either. But I gotta look up now a whole different variety of necks and wrap yourself in red yarns. Red yarns. Or you could take red duct tape and wrap around your waders a whole bunch of times. You know, just skip wrap them up down to your felt or down to your neoprene. Just the rest of your waders wrap in red duct tape. And see, here's the cool thing, is with the red duct tape, it'd also keep you from getting holes in your waders when you're walking through the brush. Or like when you're crossing a log like Tracy does and puts a big hole in her waders. So you can read the duct tape around there will keep you getting holes in the waders too. So that's a good idea, you know, the duct tape would probably work.
Till it got wet.
Well, you have to put your safety belt on around the duct tape. Might not seal off very good. You get water rushing in when you go under. He would have survived falling in, but he had the duct tape there. And
Uh-oh, something happened. Oh, there we came back.
so, where do I have to go so you can teach me how to swing wet flies? Bobber, the clown.
He wasn't the one swinging.
Excuse me. Yeah, he did. He says right here. He says, "Whoa." I use soft hackles a lot. That's just
Oh, I
something.
guess he was.
I need someone to
He's
teach
from
me.
Utah.
Oh, jeez. I don't want to go all the way to Utah. Maybe I'll have to hire one of these guides. I want to do that. I wanted to try and do that. It's, see if a guide would work with me about, like, either a discount. I would hate to pay the full price for a wait, and then do a video and advertise for them, but it kind of seems a little weird. How's my success at what?
But that's not for you.
Oh. So I want to, like, maybe hire a guide. Maybe they could teach me how to swing wet flies.
They're super easy to try, David says.
Nice. Why does David... Oh, he's the one from up at Pine Creek, right? No?
South Dakota.
Oh, jeez. Wrong person. Okay, never mind. That's cool. I'm hoping they are, because I never did them. Never. That's like someone was telling me on one of my comments, Mother Minnow, great pattern, learn to tie. Until I try and show you guys how to spin deer hair. Whew. Not the best at spinning deer hair. I like to learn it again because that caddis, Goddard, is it I think it's Goddard caddis. It's an awesome pattern, but man, their bodies I never did really good.
Bobber the Clown says he fishes soft hackle because they are so easy. He has a heck of a time seeing the strike on an indicator, but swinging a soft hackle is not a problem.
Yeah, see, that's my problem. My problem is you get rid of the strike indicator, then how do you see a strike when you're swinging the soft hackle? How do you see the strike without the strike indicator? That's my whole thing. You cast across from you, and you let the line swing, and you're swinging it in the current and the tail waters. But what I don't understand is, how do you see the strike without the strike indicator when your fly is just going through the water?
David wants to know if we got the steelhead fish.
No, we did not. We never went steelhead fishing yet. Even though I was supposed to go for my 50th birthday, I didn't make it.
I like to troll soft hackles and streamers behind my boat.
Wow. That's pretty good idea, because one of the lakes that we have here, it's kind of a lake. I don't know if you call it a lake, just a giant pond. What they do is these bait fishermen, they'll take a wooden bobber and they drill holes in it, and then they fill it with lead so it sinks to about, I think they say 4 feet or 3 feet, and they'll throw it way out in this lake, and they have that attached to the line, and then they'll have like a 4 or 5 foot leader tied behind that wooden bobber, and they'll put a soft hackle, a wet fly on there. And the one time I stopped, and this guy had literally, I bet 50 boxes of flies, just wet flies. I mean, just boxes of wet flies. And that's what he did. And he would fish there. He was retired. I think he was retired Army, or, because me and him started talking about our time served in the service, because I was in the service. And we talked about it all the time. But anyway, he would cast this wooden bobber out in the middle of the lake and then reel it in really, 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 really slow. And I think he said that year he had caught 250 some trout, and he ate them. 250 fish out of that lake in that year. I was like, wow. So trolling probably works pretty good too.
You don't see it, you feel it. They slam it. Just keep the line fairly tight and let the fly swing in the current. And David saying, oh, bummer about your trip, because we didn't go steelhead fishing. Jeffrey says that's where the little orange rubber bands come in handy. Serve as a shock, loop, and strike indicator. Put some silicone on it. From what I read, trout pounce a wet fly and soft hackle so you feel the hit. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, he's reading that. So never mind.
Okay,
he's
yeah.
talking to Bobber again.
I'm interested in hearing your answer, though. Sorry, guys, for watching the replay on this. We were reading the comments. I'm sure you could read the comments. There's beside the video. I'm pretty sure that you'll be there when the video's done. I'm reading this comment about the wet fly swing. And another thing that you guys are all commenting about the soft hackles. Another thing I kind of get from it is sometimes the fish take this as a small mini. A lot of them will think it's a small mini, and if you ever had them they probably hit it a lot like a streamer. And sometimes when they hit streamers, it's aggressive. You don't have to see it. They just, boom, just rail it. So if it hits like that, then yeah, I can understand how that would work. Yes, I'm getting how they fish it. I just wasn't knowing how you pick up a strike. I was seeing, you cast across and you just let the fly swing. And a lot of times they'll do that. They'll hit your nymphs like that. Even with a strike indicator. How about it, Tracy? They'll wait till that strike indicator. Actually, which is weird because you'll see a drag on the strike indicator and they'll nail your nymph in that swing. And what?
Or they'll nail your strike indicator.
Right, yeah, or they'll try and eat your strike, and they do that a lot. And I got a lot of theories on why they do that. Like if it's white, I think they take them for them giant white moss here in PA. There's a lot of things. They might think that that's the belly of a mouse, which my cousin caught one time and dug it open, and he found it's full of crayfish and mice. Not many flies in its belly. And it was funny because he caught that on he was messing around bass fishing with a spin cast rod and had a giant crayfish pattern on when he caught this trout, and it cracked. He didn't think there would be any trout in it,
We're ready for the winter to be over too.
Well, not only here in PA, I'm not only ready for the winter to be over, I'm ready for it to stop freaking raining, man. It has been raining since like May of last year, and it's still raining. It's still raining. It just rained this week, and I think it's gonna rain next week, ain't it?
Yeah.
This week again. Tomorrow, this week, it's gonna rain again. It just won't stop raining. All right. So I think we need to come to an end so I can get to bed. Because I got to get up and go to work in the morning. So it's 9:17 here. So let's wrap her up. Nice chatting with you all. This has been one of, I'll have to write this down as one of my favorite live streams. Lot of reaction with you guys talking to each other, and this is what I've been wanting out of a live stream, is you guys, not to me to have something so far much to talk to right away about, maybe have a little subject to start the talking with, but it's just talking, man. You guys and asking questions, you guys talking amongst yourselves, asking each other questions, helping each other out. That, our community, that's what I want our community to be, helping each other out, growing as a community teaching each other how to fish. Making comments. If somebody asks a question to me in the comments, feel free to answer. And I do pay attention, even if you dog me and you say, hey, man, that fly looked like crap. I still read them comments and go back and watch that video and go, a lot of times I'll be like, yeah, you know, it did kind of look like crap, you know? Like, man, I look back at the one that got almost 100,000 views, the White SOB, the streamer you must have, or something I called it. That video looks like crap. I'm going to have to redo that video. It's never going to do that well again, you know? Unless I link it somehow, you know, to that video. So,
Goodbye from Nova Scotia,
see you there in Canada. That's one place I would love to go fishing.
Jeffrey says take care.
Thanks, Bobber. Tight lines, Jeff. You guys keep it wet out of the trees and only give them fish a sore lip.
Later.